Light up a candle, sit down in a comfortable position and close your eyes. Relax. Now imagine that you're taking your first ever driving lesson. Tell me, what do you see? You probably see yourself walking down the street towards a car that has loads of tasteless stickers glued on it. You keep looking left and right just to make sure if there's a public toilet somewhere nearby. You are nervous, so nervous that you start to doubt yourself. You start to doubt your own body, even its natural ability to hold everything in. You're starting to get these irrational thoughts, these immense fears. This thought that you might kill yourself and one more person in the next few hours is eating you from inside. Now you're simply on the edge of running away. But goddammit, you're too late. A grumpy-looking dude gets out of a car, lights up a cigarette and starts staring at you. You stare back. Both of you are not sure if this is the right person. Then he breaks the awkward silence.
Good afternoon. Get in the car, adjust your seat, and let's get it over with.
Few weeks later.
Now you're fully capable of taking the final exam, blah blah blah. It was nice knowing you. Bye.
That's what I thought will happen. Nobody warned me that this simple story will have so many spicy details. Let's start from the very beginning. I never saw myself driving a car because of 3 simple reasons. I'm jumpy, I have no sense of direction, and I lose focus way too fast.
So basically, you are a woman. Keep it short, hun.
Wait, there's actually one more. Sometimes when I see a badger on the street, my steering wheel suddenly turns towards it. Not sure how it happens, it's almost like my car has a mind of its own, it's so creepy.
You are the reason I need wine. Like, full basement of wine. In all of my apartments. I hate you.
Love you too, Badger. Anyways, when I got accepted to the Academy of Arts, I had to travel around 80 kilometers every day. It doesn't sound that bad, but I can't even tell you how many times I froze to death while waiting for a late bus, or sometimes that thing didn't even bother to show up. So I decided to get those driving license. After a few theory lessons, I got my driving instructor's number, I called him and booked my first lesson. The first part of this lesson was an introduction to driving. I was sitting in the back while this other girl was driving. It was her last time here, so she pretty much knew what she was doing. And his task was to explain to me the basics and her remaining mistakes. The first weird thing about this instructor was that he kept calling us ladies. For example, Lady Diamond. That's not what we do, at least in my country. Of course, I didn't jump to conclusions, but still, that was a weird habit to have. For like first 10 minutes, everything seemed quite normal though, but soon, I started to think that this girl is maybe his niece or something. Just because we were acting like we were super close. Then everything progressed into his low-key dirty jokes towards her. That was kinda creepy, but well, I thought to myself, who am I to judge behavior between relatives? Everyone has their own rules in their families, I guess. But not long after, she started to respond to his dirty jokes with even more dirty jokes. But then I was sitting there and thinking, what the f***? Why the hell is this 40-something-year-old dude and this probably 18-year-old girl is being so close? What's happening? Where am I? What the hell am I witnessing? I cannot understand, my brain cannot process this. Stop the car, I'm out. He was acting completely normal with me though, so I calmed down and tried to focus only on the lesson. It was hard because he had this weird talent of making dirty jokes even out of street signs. During the second lesson, I was wearing a choker. And not that mainstream thin fabric choker, but a normal leather goth choker, like the one that Taylor Momsen wears. At first he made no comment about it, but during one of the smoke breaks, he started literally the most awkward conversation I ever had.
So, why are you wearing this, this thing? How do you call it? A choker?
Because I like it. I'm maintaining this kind of alternative style, and this is just one of the accessories.
Oh, so you're into that type of stuff. Wait a minute. I think I have my whip in the trunk. I'll go and get it.
My face turned into the purest form of poker face there is, and I maintained it for at least 20 seconds. This silence was so intense and so unbearable that this dude decided to break it.
Start the car and let's go, lady.
From the outside, I was chill. I just smiled and laughed it all off. But on the inside, I was like, did he just throw a dirty assumption towards me about me and my stylistic choices? Is he assuming that chokers are sexual accessories? And if this wasn't enough, this whole choker joke became a thing, so after a while I just stopped wearing them during his lessons. Also, every time a conversation took turn towards my final driving exam, he always reminded me that what I should grab first is not the gear shifter, but something else. Let's put it that way. I'll let you improvise on this one. It was actually a pretty clever and funny dirty joke, but maybe, just maybe, circumstances were not the best. Coincidentally, on the same day I met my best friend at the bus stop, and of course I told her all about my kink instructor. Then she told me that one of her friends actually had the same instructor, but after a few lessons she got a new one, since to her his jokes were intolerable. During my 9th lesson, out of nowhere he asked me,
Do you have somebody at home that could teach you some extra hours? Because only a family member can do that legally.
Actually no, I don't. Why ask?
Hey, that means there's only 2 options left. Either adopt me or marry me. You know that lessons these days are super expensive. You would save a lot of money. Think about it.
The adoption one sounds okay, I think.
What a coincidence. I was thinking the same actually.
Let's all raise a glass for yet another victim of a friend zone.
What a Badger. He's freaking 40 and he's my driving instructor. Are you drunk or something?
I may or may not be. Who knows? What?
Then I got sick, so my classes were delayed for a couple of weeks. I totally forgot about that whole adopt or marry me conversation. Also, during this time, I helped my friend Katie to pick a dress for her sister's wedding. Keep these 2 things in mind and listen closely. I have this very bad habit of not naming my phone numbers, so usually I try to memorize them from the last 3 digits. While I was chilling on a bench waiting for my boyfriend to come, I and Katie started texting each other about my driving lessons. Then we got interrupted by my boyfriend's call. When I was done talking to him, I saw I got a new message from Katie. How many did you take? What? Extra driving lessons? 6. Oh, so will you adopt me? No, I'll marry you. Oh damn, I'll come tomorrow with my fancy tracksuit. You should wear something nice as well. Tracksuit? You should wear a dress. The one we picked actually. Me? A dress? Yeah, why not? Nah, then there will be no wedding. You know what? Never mind. I need to take a photo of you for the poster. Wait, what instructor did you take your classes for? And that was the moment when the real Katie wrote to me and I understood. I understood that this whole conversation, this awkward conversation happened not with my friend Katie, but with my driving instructor. Apparently, their numbers were super similar. And the most disturbing part is, he went along with it. How weird is that? I felt so embarrassed. How will I look at him during my next driving lesson? How? Next day, I did show up to my class and the first thing he told me was,
Hey, I'm sorry I'm not wearing that dress today. Let's get married tomorrow, okay?
Remember when at the beginning of this video I said that a thought of killing yourself and one more person in the next few hours should be eating you from inside? Well, it's no longer eating me. Give me the steering wheel, the void is calling us. Then my 15th lesson came, I got a fun surprise. I come to the location where we decided to meet and I can't find our car. I walk around in circles until my instructor suddenly jumps out of an old, black, badly damaged car.
Believe it or not, this is actually a replacement car. The other one is done for. Yesterday we had a little accident.
Oh my god, what happened? Are you okay?
Yeah, I was driving with this guy and I told him to turn right. He did.
So, what's the problem?
Actually, he did that immediately. And the turn was more than 10 meters away. He just turned straight into a brick wall. I was so shocked he actually did that I didn't even manage to react properly. I didn't think he's that stupid. Seemed like a smart guy at first.
During my last driving lesson, we were standing on the side road trying to turn to the main street. But there were a lot of cars, so it took me a while. Usually you should stop so that you wouldn't block a sidewalk, but it was such a place that you couldn't see anything if you stood like that. So the instructor told me to drive a little deeper, and so I did. Then the cyclist stopped next to our car, and with all of his strength he kicked our car a couple of times, screaming, "Move out of the way, you freak!" My instructor didn't take that politely. He quickly jumped out of the car, but by the time he got out, the dude was already quite far away. Then he jumped back in the car and said,
Go, 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 chase that guy for me, lady!
And so I did. He even let me exceed the speed limit. I was under such a huge surge of adrenaline that I had no idea what the hell I was doing. What are you planning to do with him? Should I stop the car when we chase him down?
No, just drive close enough so that I could take a good look at him. He probably lives here and so do I. I'll take care of him personally.
I will not lie, this situation was quite fun, almost like an action movie. So I guess this is all I can fit in this video. Many more things have happened, some I remember, some are forgotten, but now, looking back on it, it was fun. By telling his stories, by making all of those jokes, he made me learn so much faster. From what I heard, a lot of instructors are quite strict, due to the fact that they are carrying so much responsibility on their shoulders. Also, we're not talking much, just about the driving in very formal language, and knowing me, that way I probably would have had a bigger struggle learning. I remember myself looking forward to my next driving lesson, and that's something that I never expected to happen. So thank you a lot guys for listening, for watching. Don't worry, I have many more videos like this coming soon, so don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and see you in my next video. Bye!